Welcome into the Eagle Lunch Hour, sponsored by McNann's Main Street Pub. The women's cross-country team for the second year in a row ran at the NAIA National Championships in Vancouver, Washington. How do you think the second time around compared to the first time?
I can tell you our expectations were a lot different this year going into. Last year we went in with most of these girls had no experience at that level, and this year they came in with high expectations, especially from the success they had earlier in the year.
You had 3 seniors that were making a return trip, and 6 of your 7 runners were making their second consecutive appearance, but it was a freshman that ended up leading your team. Your thoughts on Emily Neely's performance in her first national championship meet?
Like I told you early on in the year, just how tough she is. And it was a rough day, and you could tell that, going out with the weather being rough, and then the environment was rough, and she's just tough. She's going to be always consistent for me because she's tough, but you got to be hands down to her. That first year of ever running cross country, this is a girl who only ran track in high school, and for her to go out and run at a national championship meet like this and be fearless was pretty exciting. And she finished in the top 150 as a freshman. That's really nice to have, because then you got some big goals in the next couple of years.
As the team flew into Washington on Wednesday, what was the team's preparation in the days leading up to meet, and how do you think that preparation helped you on race day?
We just went in and we try to keep things as normal as possible. Of course, we're changing time zones, so it's good to get there nice and early. And then we went out and we spent some time on the course, and we did some pushing and a little bit harder running on the course, get used to the footing. I think that just going into this year, they just knew what to expect. They knew that this is what's going to be. You're going to have to get out hard. We didn't get out as hard as we'd like to, so that kind of made it tough for us. But just to improve on from what we did last year, I think a lot of things worked out for us.
As you just mentioned, the team finished 25th overall, which was a higher finish than what the team did in its first go-around in 2011 at the National Championship. Your thoughts on that improvement and how you think you can build in the future in order to hopefully get higher than the top 25?
Especially in cross-country, I know at the national level, those teams finishing at the top, they got a long-standing history and just a deep culture of having success there. And I think being our second year back, we're just slowly working our way up, and I think just getting that confidence, and then you'll start seeing recruiting classes being a little bit different. A team that, hey, this is one of the better teams in the state. We need to send our kids to this kind of school, and I can just kind of see that already, just kind of the different kind of recruits that I'm able to speak with now from when I first got here.
Before looking at your upcoming recruiting class for 2013, you will graduate 3 seniors that have been instrumental into the team's success, especially during the last 3 years. Your thoughts on what they've provided to Central Methodist and the legacy that they'll leave behind?
Some of them will be able to leave and say they were some of the better runners in the school history, which is really nice. You'll have Amber Beaverson, who has run some of the fastest times and now a multi-all-conference runner, and also our school record holder in the steeplechase. And I think that she'll make a big impact on the track to the left. And we have Tabitha Luton, who's just been that consistent heart and soul and a great leader and great for everybody to look up to. And she definitely set that foundation for us this year. This is somebody that's going to be there for us. And then Taylor, to finish 3rd overall, that's amazing at our conference meeting. It's a really tough conference to do that, and she did that. Now she can say, hey, when I ran at this school, I was one of the better runners in this conference.
As you speak to incoming recruits, who have you had an opportunity to target, and what are your expectations for the class of 13 as you strive to win your 3rd straight Heart of America Athletic Conference championship?
We know we have 4 returning from that group, and we have some that weren't in our top 7 that are pretty strong in our roster currently. I could say that you kind of just try to fill in those gaps and stuff. And with distance running, it takes a long time to develop. A lot of these kids are coming in from different smaller programs. There's not a lot of experience, so you just have to be really patient. And you just hope that that group that came in, they're going to come in a little bit stronger this year than they've been in years past. And I think that we just got a lot of improvement. And then on the guys' side, I had 9 freshman guys this year. And I think that our recruiting class was really strong last year. And I think with the guys coming in this year, the upcoming recruiting class will definitely be able to make a big statement in the conference next year, not only on the women's, but also on the men's.
The men's team will graduate Colby Lepresi, who's one of the most accomplished runners for the men's side in school history, but you return 6 of your other runners, including Chris Renteria. What do you think Colby's lasting impression will be on Central Methodist, and how do you expect your returners to improve as you prepare for the fall of 2013?
When I first got here, Colby, he bought into the culture I was trying to create, and he's just kind of passed on that culture to the freshmen coming in. He's been a great leader for me. I think that the freshmen really look up to him. They see him as somebody that works hard, not only in the classroom, but also during practice, and so they really feed off of what he does. And I think they look up to him, and you can just see some of the runners on the team, mimicking his kind of culture that he's developed himself, and he's able to push himself very hard and be very disciplined every day. And I think that a lot of the younger freshmen are really, gearing off towards what he does. So it's been good to have. He's been a great part of our program.
Finally, we would be amiss if we didn't mention that not only has the team been successful on the course, but also in the classroom, as 3 of your female runners were named Daktronics NAI Scholar Athletes, and one of your runners on the men's side was able to earn that award. What do you think allows such great student athletes to come to Central Methodist and excel not only on the course, but in the classroom?
This comes from the whole staff. I mean, I think that, when we have to leave for meets and everything, when our kids come up and ask for help and say, hey, I'm leaving for a meet, the teachers are very willing to help them. And I think this with our Student Learning Center down there for athletes, and just our study hall hours we provide them. I think a lot of the kids, and I know from my group, they really take advantage of that. And most of them, we talk about, most of us aren't going to be professional runners and stuff like that. And even if you are a professional runner, you usually have to work on top of that to make it work. And so most of these kids know that, hey, when you come to Central Methodist, I'm here to get a degree. I'm hopefully going to hear and learn a lot through running and practice. It's going to help me be successful when I get out of school here. So